The halogens are the elements in group 7 of the periodic table. They are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. Halogens in their elemental form are toxic, though their compounds have many real-life applications. The halogens all have 7 electrons in their valence shell and can accept 1 electron to form an ion with a -1 charge. Moving down the group, atomic radii increases by 1 electron shell. As a consequence, melting points and boiling points and their density also increase. To illustrate this, fluorine and chlorine are gases, bromine is a liquid, and iodine and astatine are solids. Fluorine is a very pale green gas. Chlorine is a greenish-yellow gas. Bromine is a reddish-brown liquid. Iodine is a gray solid that sublimes to a purple vapor. Astatine is a black solid and radioactive. Moving down the group, the reactivity of the halogens decreases. So a selected halogen is always more reactive than the halogens below it. A more reactive halogen will always displace a less reactive halogen in a compound. Halogens can react with certain metals to form metal halides. Halogens can react with hydrogen gas to produce the corresponding hydrogen halide. Most of these reactions are also highly exothermic. As an example, chlorine gas and hydrogen gas can react to form hydrogen chloride.
"900 million people on our planet don't have enough food to eat. That's a big problem when only 5.5% of the Earth's surface can be farmed. And, with the global population rapidly growing, keeping people fed is a major challenge. At every stage, from planting to purchase, chlorine chemistry plays a critical part in helping to optimize food production and dramatically reduce the risk of lost crops. From the PVC polytunnels that provide perfect growing conditions for young plants, the crop protection chemicals that are used to make land richer and boost yields, to the PVC-based packaging that helps protect and retain food freshness, chlorine-derived materials help to improve food production worldwide.
So now you know how important chlorine-based chemistry is in helping to feed us. Eating well, it's a chlorine thing.
Clean, safe water. It's something that most of us take for granted. In the United States, annual deaths from cholera totaled 25,000 in 1900. By 1960, this figure had fallen to fewer than 20. This incredible reduction came from water purification through chlorine. Today, over 90% of all European drinking water is clean and safe thanks to chlorine, the only disinfectant that will keep water safe all the way to the tap. It also controls taste and odour. We are not there yet, but making progress thanks to chlorine. But it's not just water. More than 90% of all medicines rely on chlorine. Chlorine chemistry is used during the synthesis process of medicine manufacture and also provides the airtight sterile packaging in which the majority of pills or medicines are supplied. And without chlorinated solvents, we would also be without antibiotics, asthma and cholesterol treatments. Hypo, or as most of us know it, bleach, helps to keep our hospitals clean, hygienic and germ-free. PVC provides a safe and sterile material for use in the production of blood and intravenous bags. It is also used for the tubing in kidney dialysis apparatus.
But chlorine also helps us to avoid the need for medical help. When it comes to safety, chlorine chemistry is critical. Taking things even further, chlorine chemistry is also found outside the Earth's atmosphere. Spacewalking astronauts are protected from extreme conditions by spacesuits made with materials developed from chlorine chemistry. So, chlorine chemistry has come a long way from that defining scientific discovery by Carl Wilhelm Scheele in Sweden in 1774. Life-changing, life-saving, with the ability to capture the power of the sun, chlorine has become the ultimate element of surprise. Staying healthy, it's a chlorine thing.
As our cities are growing, our resources are decreasing. But these challenges force us to be smart. They encourage us to innovate and to use the resources that we do have wisely. As of 2014, around 75% of Europeans live in urban areas. These people require housing, public transport, shops and consumer goods, an infrastructure that will support a long, healthy life. Affordable and reliable energy is essential for prosperity. The EU Energy Performance of Buildings Directive requires that by 2020 all new buildings must be nearly zero-energy buildings. This is only possible thanks to energy-efficient materials that are produced through processes that involve chlorine. Polyurethane foam insulation is by far the most effective insulator. This helps us keep things cold, as in our AAA-rated freezers, or cosy. The energy required to produce polyurethane insulation is recovered several times through the energy it saves. As well as insulation, chlorine is used in the manufacture of fuel cells and pipes. Self-cleaning windows? They are a reality thanks to chlorine. Polycarbonate roof panels provide a more energy-efficient alternative to glass. The photovoltaic panels and wind turbines that produce our clean energy use chlorine in their production. They power our low-energy LED lighting, providing light, bright or romantic, which again use chlorine in their manufacture.
You can see that chlorine helps us to save energy in our homes and businesses. Oh, that's better. You can see that chlorine helps us to save energy in our homes and businesses, but producing chlorine itself requires energy. We all know that energy prices have risen. Electricity now represents 50% of the production costs at chlorine plants. The European chlorine industry has plants across Europe employing thousands of people directly, to say nothing of the millions employed indirectly. But in order to be competitive, the EU must do all it can to provide affordable and reliable energy to the chlorine manufacturing industry. Being comfortably at home, it's a chlorine thing.
Chlorine plays a large role in keeping us healthy, not just through medicines and in keeping things clean, but also in enabling us to play sport and perform to the best of our abilities. Sportsmen and women rely on PVC soles in their sports shoes, performance clothing that helps them compete in comfort and style, and the materials in their rackets, hurdles, grips, and other equipment. There's hardly a sport that hasn't had performance improved by chlorine. Faster, higher, stronger. It's all possible through materials that rely on chlorine. Take running. 100 years ago, the fastest mile was run in 4 minutes, 12 seconds. Since then, the time has been reduced by an astonishing 29 seconds. Training plays a part, but polyester and nylon clothing, as well as polyurethane shoe soles and isotonic drinks, have contributed to this and other great athletic advances. This basketball, for example, PVC ensures that it bounces and remains perfectly round. And of course, our swimming pools are kept safe and clean thanks to chlorine.
So we see the progress that is possible through the use of chlorine in sports equipment manufacture. But it's not just competitive sports. My bicycle frame, saddle and tyres can all be made from chlorine-derived materials. This protective helmet and high-visibility vest, again, have been developed thanks to chlorine. They help make my journey a safe one. Speaking of journeys, did you know that 95% of chlorine manufactured in Europe is used or converted into other products on the same site? This reduces the amount of traffic on our roads and railways and ensures safety. Keeping fit, it's a chlorine thing. You may be surprised to learn that our leisure time would be considerably less interesting without chlorine. Had you ever considered that without chlorine there would be no Beatles, no Rolling Stones, no One Direction? Well, perhaps that's a little far-fetched, but chlorine is instrumental in the production of vinyl records that are in fact made of polyvinyl chloride. Yes, PVC. And when vinyl was largely replaced by the CD, chlorine was involved in that too. DVDs and Blu-rays, they all require chlorine in their manufacture. And when we want to come together for a good time, you can be sure that chlorine plays a part. As well as the music we hear in nightclubs, the sound systems used to amplify the music, the lights, the clothes we wear, the fireproof fabrics that all go to create a great ambience, they all involve chlorine in their manufacture.
Today, you can carry a lifetime's worth of music in your pocket, on an MP3 player or smartphone. This development is only possible through chlorine chemistry.
Water is a precious resource. What's one of the most effective ways to keep water safe? Bromine-based chemistry. Bromine chemistry can disinfect water from harmful contaminants in a very efficient way. It's excellent at removing microorganisms that accumulate in water during industrial processes. Microorganisms, algae, and bacteria can endanger the cooling system of power plants. They depend on brominated solutions to maintain the efficiency and safety of the plant. Paper mills and other factories depend on bromides too to improve their environmental footprint and to cost-effectively treat their water. Do you like pools and hot tubs? Bromine-based solutions keep them clean, performing better than chlorine, especially in hot water. They are also less irritating to skin than other water treatment chemicals. Finally, bromine-based solutions can kill bad smells. Industrial pasteurization at places like breweries can create smelly water that would be intolerable without this purifying chemical. As the global population rises, so does our demand for energy. The world needs to find ways to use energy more efficiently and safely. Bromine-based chemistry provides innovative solutions to ensure a safe and affordable energy supply for the future. Today, more than 40% of the world's electricity comes from coal-fired power plants. When coal burns, sometimes mercury is released. Bromine-based technologies enable plants to capture and safely dispose of up to 90% of this mercury. Bromine also plays a key role in oil and gas extraction. Bromine-based solutions can make the process of drilling more effective by helping to control the intense pressure underground. Bromine is contributing to innovative energy solutions too. Combined with zinc and zinc-bromine flow batteries, or used in hydrogen-bromide flow batteries, it can support renewable energy technologies. Zinc-bromine batteries contribute to making our cities more efficient. They are able to store energy in exactly the way smart grids require. Producing energy for everyone around the globe has proven to be a growing challenge. More than 40% of the world's electricity is generated by coal power plants. When coal is combusted, mercury is released. Mercury is considered a major public health concern. The use of bromine in pollution control installations is one of the technologies proven to enhance the reduction of mercury emissions from coal-fired power plants in a cost-effective manner. How does it work, and why is bromine effective to combat mercury emissions? When coal is burned, mercury is released in three forms: oxidized, particulate, and elemental. Elemental mercury is gaseous at combustion temperatures, which makes it difficult to capture. Bromide additives are used to convert the elemental mercury to oxidized mercury, which can then be captured more easily by emission control equipment. Once captured, mercury is retrieved and carefully handled. Coal-fired power plants and industrial installations using this bromine-based technology are able to reduce mercury emissions by about 90%. For more information on bromine, its many benefits and applications, go to our website or share your ideas and experiences on our social media channels.